hora de Bitcoin, o it's time for Bitcoin, as we're going to speak in English with Romain today. Es hora de Bitcoin, es hora de Bitcoin. Recuérdale, si quieres conocer más de esta iniciativa, recuerda visitar eshoradebitcoin.org o eshoradebitcoin.org. Y bueno, hoy vamos a estar conversando en Hablemos de Bitcoin con Romain Rouphael, quien es creador de LNMarkets, una plataforma única en su estilo, porque bueno, es de las pocas plataformas en donde puedes comprar y vender derivados de Bitcoin con Lightning Network. Romain ya está conectado con nosotros, pero antes de partir vamos a tener un mensaje de nuestros patrocinantes.
Hablemos de Bitcoin es patrocinado por LNMarkets, una suite de servicios que te ayudan a ahorrar y ganar más Bitcoin y dólares digitales. Los productos de LNMarkets te permiten generar intereses, pedir créditos en dólares y obtener créditos para comprar más Bitcoin. Sus cuentas de ahorro en Bitcoin y dólares USDC, en colaboración con Genesis, ofrecen las mejores tasas de interés del mercado, trabajando con la institución más establecida y con mayor transparencia de la industria. También cuenta con un servicio llamado OKEx, exclusivo de LNMarkets, que te permite utilizar tu saldo en Bitcoin para obtener un crédito en dólares y comprar el mismo monto de Bitcoin. Y si necesitas dólares pero no quieres vender tus Bitcoin, puedes obtener un crédito respaldado con tu Bitcoin en menos de 24 horas y no tendrás que venderlos. ¿Quieres ponerle alas a tus Satoshis? Aprende más en leden.io. Recuerda revisar las tasas de interés vigentes, tanto para la cuenta de ahorro como para créditos, en su página web. OKEx es una plataforma de intercambio de Bitcoin y criptomonedas. Utilizando los servicios de OKEx, estás participando de uno de los mercados de intercambio de criptoactivos con mayor liquidez, mayor seguridad y mayor cantidad de opciones para tus intercambios. Recuerda además que tienes la oportunidad de transar con derivados como futuros. También puedes hacer tus trades directamente en spot. Así que bueno, recuerda que Hablemos de Bitcoin es patrocinado por OKEx.
Y finalmente, antes de partir el episodio del día, recordarles que Bitrefill es la manera más sencilla de vivir con tus Bitcoin. Vas a tener hasta 300 diferentes opciones para comprar tarjetas de regalo, así que recuerda que todas las opciones que estén por allí bajo el sol van a estar disponibles para ti comprando con Bitcoin en Bitrefill. Y bueno, la manera más sencilla de vivir en Bitcoin. Y claro, recordarles que se suscriban al canal de Satoshi en Venezuela, que es donde ocurre la magia actualmente. Listo. Vamos entonces, a partir de ahora vamos a conversar en inglés, porque Romain, ahorita le voy a preguntar de dónde es, pero habla principalmente inglés. Y bueno, yo voy a añadirle subtítulos luego al video, porque es bastante interesante la oportunidad que brinda LNMarkets. Así que es interesante tener eso también subtitulado al español. Well, Romain, thanks a lot for having this chat with me. It has been a long time to finally have this conversation, and I really appreciate your time. So we can start before jumping LNMarkets. I will ask you, are you an English speaker, or Romain Rouphael? Where are you from, my friend?
No, I'm French. So hablo un poco de español y entiendo un poco español, pero desde hace mucho tiempo que no hablé español y entonces ahora estoy más confortable en inglés. So, y si eres de acuerdo, voy en inglés. But yes, I'm French initially. Initially and still still today. So we are a team of French people. We've been working in finance, in the financial industry, mainly in Europe and then in Asia, in Japan and in Hong Kong. And that's actually in Hong Kong that we met as a team, and that I found out about Bitcoin. Because in my street there was a Bitcoin ATM that popped up, and suddenly I realized that with Bitcoin, I had a way to send money to my family, which was much cheaper and much more convenient, actually, that the banks I was using. I mean, even if it was from Hong Kong to France, it cost a lot of money and it took time. So that's how I find out about Bitcoin, just by using it. And then we moved back to France at the same time in 2015, and we decided to focus more on Bitcoin, to really understand how it worked, what we could do with it, etc. And at the beginning, we were really like noobs. We didn't understand a lot about Bitcoin. We just knew that we found it cool and useful. So we created some kind of laboratory on which we could try and test. And we've done mainly two things. One is development and consulting for financial institutions, and the other is manage a fund of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And managing this portfolio, we realized that we had a really poor experience dealing with exchange, meaning that I'm sure you're aware of this, but when you need to trade on exchange, it can take time, it can be costly, and also it's not simple at all, because there is this address that you need to copy, paste, you must be sure not to make a mistake, etc. And in the end, it's a poor experience. So what most people do is they leave crypto on the exchange, because it's more simple. You don't have to worry. You open an account, you leave crypto there, and that's it. You forget to think about it. But in fact, the history of finance, and also the history of crypto with MTGOX and other bankruptcy, has shown us that it's not a good idea. It's not good to leave too many funds on an exchange, because you take a counterparty risk. And if the exchange gets bankrupt or disappear, boom, you're done. You no longer have your fund. So we started having this idea of working on some kind of non-custodial exchange. And we know that it's very hard to build for real a non-custodial and decentralized exchange. But we were also very interested in Lightning Network at the time, in 2008. And we had this idea that with network, basically, Lightning Network is for payments initially. But what you can do is instantly transfer cash without any counterparty risk. So we had this idea, why not use that, but for an exchange, for a derivatives exchange. And this way, what you could do, you could use Lightning to instantly transfer Bitcoins from your wallet to the exchange. And if you do this, you really reduce any risk that you take. And I think that the trading experience is better in a way, because you can trade directly from your wallet and move your funds instantly to the exchange to open a position. So yes, so thank you for for showing it. So that's we started building LNMarkets in a year and a half ago, in 2019, and we went on mainnet 1 year ago, exactly on March last year. And since then, we've been very blessed, because we have a community of users which is very friendly, very helpful, and that enable us to improve a lot on our product, meaning that they have a lot of suggestions, a lot of feedback, and first it gives us the energy to build new things, and also to build a better product as a whole. And so I was very happy when you reached out to me, because I love South America as a whole. I've not been too long there. I wish I could travel more, but I'm very happy to be speaking to a prominent member of the Bitcoin community in South America.
Nice. Thanks a lot. It's really nice to have you finally here. And it was a really complete answer about how you get into the Lightning thing, and also into the Bitcoin thing. That is the key point around all this stuff that we are doing in Satoshi in Venezuela, and is a key point to LNMarkets that is built on Lightning, as you said. I was showing this tweet where you guys presented the project that have more than a year, so happy year.
Thanks
Happy
a lot.
birthday to LNMarkets. So recently we have Barabbas, that is a pseudonymous Bitcoiner that is part of our community, that is part of LNMarkets community, and all absolutely about it's part of Bitcoin community. And we have a kind of explainer on how LNMarkets work. But maybe I can ask you this same walk through the platform. So I want first to know why to build it on top of Lightning, because many of the people that talks about Lightning said that it have many limitations, that maybe it is have too little liquidity against other L2 solution in other chains. But I want to know why you guys decide to build this on top of Lightning.
Yes, I think it's there are several aspects that made us build on Lightning. There is a technological and an economical or financial aspect. The first technological is because we really believe in what Bitcoin is building as an infrastructure, and we really believe that the approach that is taken by Bitcoin developer is the best one. I mean, the safe one, the very clever improvements of the protocol that we've had so far are the ones we are really, thank you for the happy birthday, are the one we are really aligned with. And we think that the Lightning Network is the most elegant solution that we have so far to bring scalability to Bitcoin network. So in a nutshell, to summarize the technological aspect, we trust a lot Bitcoin developer. So we trust that they are doing the best work possible to build on top of Bitcoin. And the second part, which is more financial or economical, is that we believe that Bitcoin is the best collateral that you can have. We believe that Bitcoin as an asset is the best collateral that you can have. There's a lot of research that have been done around this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but we believe it's the best one. And since we are building a derivatives exchange in a derivative, so a derivative product is a product whose price derives from the price of an underlying. And one particularity is that to enter into a derivative contract, you need to provide some collateral. Okay, and since to us Bitcoin is the best collateral there can be, it made a lot of sense to build directly on the Lightning Network. There's also a third part, which is that I think Lightning, and we didn't build this in a day. It's been like a year and a half in the making, and Lightning, in fact, has the best ecosystem if you want to build on layer 2, because you have also the best teams and the best tools to help you build. Plus, it's live. It's already live. It's been live for quite some time. It's existing, and there are a lot of teams all around the globe. Lightning Labs, Blockstream, A5, etc. Plus all the wallet provider, all the ecosystems that are working really hard to provide some excellent tools to develop application on that. I think I don't know if on Ethereum, for example, if it's a good measure, the total locked value to compare these layers. But I think also a key difference is that all the startups and the projects building on Ethereum, they receive much, much more funding as well. So it's also why we can see them more, or there are more advertisements. It's also because, just plainly and simply, they got more funding or more attention from the VCs so far. But I think it's going to change.
I am ultra bullish on Lightning Network, but I think that as the fees on layer one are cheap because many people, thanks to said that Bitcoin fees are too high. I think that they don't really understand how Bitcoin will works in a few years. So as we are in an economic cycle that is really cheap, that have really cheap fees, obviously Lightning will is not needed today as we have the layer one working. And I think that if we have many years to develop the Lightning Network solution when we really need it, because the fees on layer one will be prohibitive to move like $10, $20. I think that like in 8 years with a Bitcoin ultra ultra high and with high fees, Lightning will be the de facto way to use Bitcoin. So I don't give a fuck about how much value is locked on Ethereum, because they are two different kind of products, and they have two different users. I'm in Venezuela, and I really understand how $1 could be make a difference when you are using Bitcoin. But I really think that it is really cheap to use Bitcoin as it is working today, because you have your transaction in a network of many and many nodes. So, and in a censorship resistant ways either. So yeah, I think that we will be the Lightning development in the years to come. Okay, so you build this thing. What is this? what am I looking right now?
Yeah, it's a good question. So the first platform that we built is LNMarkets Alpha, as we called it. In this first version, what we did is we wanted to do something very simple and easy. Okay, simple and easy to understand. So that's why we tried to make it as simple as possible. So basically the product that you can trade on LNMarkets is what we call a CFD, a contract for difference. So it's a product that tracks the value of BTC USD. Okay. And you can go long or short. So if you believe BTC USD, and to be honest, most of our users believe that BTC USD is going up. In that case, you can go long. And if you are a bear, if you don't believe this, you can go short. And one of these particularities is that there is a leverage that you can take of up to times 50. So if you have a leverage of 1, let's say that the price of Bitcoin rises by $10, you will get 10 in PNL. If you have a leverage of 10, well, if the price goes up 1, you will get 10. But it works in both ways. That's why leverage can be a very efficient tool if you're on the right side, but it can also be very dangerous, because if you are wrong, your position can get liquidated. But maybe just so that is the first product that we trade. And the two key factors that we think make LNMarkets different from other trading platforms is that first, you can log in. So I see that you logged in with LN URL. You can log in straight to your wallet. You just have to flash a code. And we feel that, so we use basically Lightning Network technology for this. Yes, etc. Exactly. So it's a protocol which enables you. So you didn't have, even if you don't have an account before, you just need a Lightning wallet. That's all you need. That's the only prerequisite, a Lightning wallet. You flash, exactly like you did on Phoenix, I can see. You flashed it, and boom, you create your account or you get connected. And we think it's very powerful, and especially well, we believe that this method of authentication should be much more widespread because it's really elegant. Basically, you log in just signing a message with your wallet, with your key, and your account is created. So in a way, we don't take your email, we don't take any personal information. Your account is your email. And then you are logged in, and you can decide to enter positions that can be, as we said, long or short. And the way it works is that, you don't want to be short. It's too dangerous. Just kidding. If you take, let's say a long position, in order to enter this position, so what we will give you is, we will tell you, so you can decide on a few parameters. Okay, so for example, you can decide the number of contracts that you want to take, with one contract equal to $1. You can, and you can decide the type of order that you want to make. It can be a market order if you want to enter a position immediately, or a limit order. And you can set up the quantity that you want, and for example, the leverage, and we will tell you the margin that you have to pay. What we call the margin is a collateral, in fact, that you need to provide so that this position would be open. So let's say you want to take this position, we tell you you should pay a margin of 867 sats, something like this. And in order to pay, you do not need to deposit funds in advance. You do not have to do that. So if you want to enter the position and click on buy, for example, there's going to be a QR code, and the only thing you have to do to enter this position is flash it with your wallet. And once it is flashed, boom, the position is open instantly. And the same way, if you want to close a position, you can close it instantly and get the funds and withdraw back to your wallet. So let's say that in traditional finance, you have a settlement which is a 1 hour, which is a 2-day settlement, usually, like what happened with Robinhood. The Robinhood story is due to the T+2 settlement. In Bitcoin, we say that you have a 1 hour settlement because in the Bitcoin blockchain, more or less, your transaction takes 1 hour to be confirmed. And in Lightning, you can have a T+1 second settlement. Okay, within 1 second, you can send funds, enter a position, or get the funds back to your wallet. So that's
perfect.
That's the main idea.
Okay, I opened it along in the main time that Romain was talking, so you can see that it is really easy. I'm not a trader. Please don't do trades as I'm doing. I'm just gambling. I had like 10K sats, 10,000 sats to see how the platform works. I'm 40% down in my portfolio because I don't know how to trade. Trading is not easy. LNMarkets, it's easy as fuck. The tool is really smooth to use, but if you don't know how to trade, please don't make the market take your sats, even if they are, as I'm doing right now. I'm losing 1 sat. I will close this position, so we can continue without me looking starting on the platform. Okay, I want to ask you some details here. If I make a market buy, I will buy at the price that the market have all the market orders in any exchange. Which is the source of the price that you are using in this case?
Yeah, in this case, currently the price we are using is BitMEX. It's BitMEX index price for the BTC USD contract. And if you enter a position, so say you are long, we are the direct counterparty. Okay, and it's the case for all trades on LNMarkets because we wanted trading to be really smooth and really fast. So that's why in a first version there is no order book, and we are the broker because we wanted it to be very fast and you don't have to wait for a counterparty to match your order. So we are the direct counterparty in front of you, and then we hedge our position in the market. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Other question that I have, and quantity of contracts, I'm putting an amount of sats or just the quantity of contracts? Can you explain me a little how this works?
Sure. Quantity of contracts is if you put one contract is worth $1, $1, and the way it works is if you want to take a long position, it will be a long position for a contract on BTC USD for a quantity of $1, and you will have to pay a certain margin in sats. So it's the only figure in the whole platform which is in USD. It is the number of contracts that you take, and once it is decided, you will get a margin to pay in Satoshis, and all your numbers, your PNL will be expressed in Satoshi. But so basically, in order to define the orders that you want to take, you must choose 2 out of 3 parameters, and these 2 out of 3 parameters can be either quantity and margin, either quantity and leverage, and you need to pay a certain margin, or it can be like margin and leverage, and you don't get to decide on the quantity, you see. And for the detail of the calculation behind, it's pretty simple, and it's in the FAQ, so the frequently asked questions that there is in the bar on top. You can see the details of the contracts, exactly like on LNMarkets, for example, and you can see the details of how we make these computations. Yeah, exactly. And some definitions about the orders that we do. Also, just to make it, as you said, I totally agree with your disclaimer. Trading is not for everyone, and you should be very careful. Okay, it should be fun. It should be a game. So do not. Absolutely never put on LNMarket more than you can afford to lose without any second thought. Okay, but for people who wanted a way to do this the most efficient and fast way, there is the all-in button. Okay, and if you click on all-in, we will compute basically the maximum position you can take with your sats. Okay, don't do it because it's stressful. You don't want to do it, or you will look at it. But that's why we did this button, so that if you don't even want to think, you can do it like that. And also for people who really want to think and who are some kind of who like this platform as some kind of let's say, a real trading platform, but in a safer environment, because the amounts are limited on LNMarkets. On LNMarkets, you cannot trade more than 0.01 BTC. So when we launched it, it was more or less $50. Now it has increased. Okay, with Bitcoin, this amount has increased, but there is a limit. Okay, but we did this API in which we have some traders, some participants that are coding actually their algorithmic trading strategies on Lightning. So which we find it really cool, because when we launched the exchange, we didn't think that we would have that many tools being built by the community. And we even built, if you click on stats leaderboard, we even built a little leaderboard for the high frequency trader that managed to create a lot of performance on the platform.
It is 0.001 or 0.
It's 1 million sats.
Okay, exactly. Let me. I'm a new Bitcoiner, so Bitcoins as a unit of account, I don't have it in my mind. I'm almost use everyday sats.
I think it's the best.
Yeah, sats. Let's start there, my friend. And
Exactly.
okay, I want to ask you about the trading fees. I know that we have a couple minutes more. Overnight fees and previous overnight fees. Tell me a little of this percentage that the people will have in the platform when they are trading with you.
Yes. So first we just quote a bid offer that you can see on top. Okay, so we just quote this bid offer and everything is included, like like our hedging cost and the fees, etc. They're all included. So basically, it's just the price at which you can go long at the offer or short at the bid. At first, we did not have an overnight fee in place. Because we wanted it to be very, very simple. But in fact, we were losing money and too much money, because the way it works is that when you enter into a leverage position, in fact, we are lending you Bitcoin in a way, okay? Because you just have to put this margin and you can take a higher risk versus the margin you take, which means that there is a cost, which is called in finance cost of carry. The cost of carry is a position, and we have to bear this cost ourselves. So in the end, we could not do it. It was not sustainable. So that's why we started implementing overnight fees. And basically, it's the idea that if you keep positions open for more than a day, there is a fee each day, which is right now, yes, at 0.2%. So this fee is moving. It depends on the fees by the other trading platform. Basically, we compute it as a weighted average of the overnight fee on other platform, and it means that if you open your position for a long time, each day there will be a small portion that will go to that will be charged as overnight fees.
Okay, perfect. And how are the withdrawals? Like, I will create a Lightning invoice as in any other kind of Lightning wallet. It's the same way.
Exactly. Lightning, so to deposit and withdraw, it's you just need to have a wallet, and here you can move the scroll bar or put the amount that you want. And if you click on withdraw, then you will have a QR code, and it works as well with LNURL. It's very, very simple. The only thing you need to do is scan it with your phone, and boom, you get the sats instantly with your wallet. So we've been very happy over the past year, to be honest, because when we launched LNMarkets, we didn't really know what to expect in terms of user, in terms of interest for the product, or in terms of volume. And we've been able to first we've had a lot of interaction with our user, great community with a lot of feedback, so that's very good. Plus we had some important volume, because so even though even if the amount is limited to 1 million sats, the amount that you can deposit, but you can have an infinite amount of PNL. Even though we have this limit, we had more than 200,000 trades on LNMarkets, around the same number of Lightning transactions. Our node now is we are in the Boss list made by Alex Bosworth of the most liquid node in a way, and so we are glad about this. Our capacity is around 15 Bitcoin, so we could not have expected this when we started, and we have traded more than $120 million in Bitcoin on the platform. So we think within a year it's a very good success. So we are very happy about this, and we have new projects because there are a lot of new things we want to keep building on LNMarkets. On LNMarkets, and also on LNMarkets, the next things that are coming, and actually it's a lot of people from our community from South America who asked about it, they asked for the fact that we could have more order. So we are going to add a trailing stop loss. We're going to add the possibility to add or remove margin. Plus, exactly, we are going to launch LNClear, which is a new platform built on the Lightning Network. And LNClear is an instant settlement platform for what's called OTC, over-the-counter derivatives. And the first product we are going to launch is Bitcoin options. So the ability to trade options on the Lightning Network directly. So it's going to be a good addition. Options can be can seem a bit complex, but we'll try to make it very simple as well, and with the same feature. But the main difference with LNMarkets is the fact that instead of trading here on LNMarkets, we are counterparty to the trade. On LNClear, counterparties are going to trade together. Okay, so there's going to be like some kind of chat on which counterparties can agree on a deal, agree on the specifics of a trade, and trade together. So it's going to be a different model as well, and we're going to launch it, I think, in April. In April, we're going to launch the testnet version, and we plan to launch the mainnet version soon.
Okay, LNClear will be live in April, so we have the time to learn to use LNMarkets in the meantime. Okay, exactly. And in the graphic place, we are using TradingView.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes, it's TradingView because our users seem already familiar with it. We had a lot of questions internally about if we should do our own graph or use TradingView directly. But in the end, a lot of people are used to TradingView, so that's why for the moment it's still TradingView. Yeah. So you can use the tools, that like technical analysis, Elliott waves, moving average, all this kind of stuff. You can use it directly.
Okay, perfect. And you have the same indicator that you have in TradingView, so you can still use in the style of technical analysis that you are familiar to. This is not even different to those other platforms that have TradingView integrated. Okay, we are almost closing, and yeah, you tell us your future plans on launching other service, but about LNMarkets, what will be in the next month? Like yeah. what we can expect to have in LNMarkets?
Well, we're gonna add a few stuff that will make trading nice. The first one, on the trading part, we are gonna add the possibility to add or remove margin to a position. Say you have an open position, you do not want to close, but you want to realize some of the P&L, you can do it more easily. Or if you have a position, you're close to liquidation and you want to avoid that, you can add more margin to this position. What we're also gonna add is an order, which is a trailing stop loss order, which because currently we have a stop loss, but which is a fixed level, like let's say 56,000. Now it can be linked to the current price. You can say, for example, I want $400 spread with the current price, and if the price goes below, I want the position to be cut. And also we are going to add alerts. So the fact that you will have, when you're logged into LNMarkets, you will have these alerts whenever there's an event to your position, or whenever there is your position is closed or open, or etc. Or you hit take profit or stop loss, you're gonna have an alert, and so it's gonna come very soon. And the next big thing that we want to do is add support for stable coins on Lightning. So it's not technically ready yet, but you could imagine a stable coin like Tether on the Lightning Network. There is a protocol called RGB which is working on this. There's also Omnibolt, So the team which is behind Omni, which is the first protocol on which Tether has been issued, they are working on making it possible to trade Tether on Lightning, and we would be very excited about it because it could enable us to trade products for which the settlement, the delivery is in US dollar. So in a way, we could create a lot more products. Exactly, we could create a lot more products. Like we could. It would be easier for me to do, for example, I don't know, like basket of altcoins or Ethereum, Bitcoin, or all kind of other products, because the margin would be in Tether and not in Bitcoin, so it's more simple.
Okay, perfect. And we have Barabas telling that the fact will be translated to Spanish very soon. So we are done with the interview. Thanks a lot for being here with me, telling us about how is LNMarkets. If people want to ask you some questions about LNMarkets, about LN Clean, tell us where to find us. Yes.
Yes. So thanks a lot for receiving me. I'm very happy, and thanks a lot, Barabas and you, for what you do for the community, because we appreciate it a lot. So thank you. And yes, and you can reach me anytime on Twitter. So my Twitter handle is @Romain_Rouphael, as it is seen, and also. For LNMarkets, we also have a Twitter account at LNMarkets, and we have a Telegram support group. So you can find it on our website, but we have a support group in English and in Spanish. So I do my best in the support group to help people in Spanish. I must say that often I use Google Translate because I feel like my Spanish is not good enough. I should work again. I should go back to studying it, But yeah, on the Telegram group, support group, both in English and Spanish, you can feel free to ask any questions.
Okay, perfect. And thanks a lot again for your time, Romain. It was a really great conversation, and we now understand better how LNMarkets work. So thanks a lot for that. And well, you saw our time with Romain. We talked about how LNMarkets work, why to build it on top of Lightning Network, and how it works in the development side of the things. So thanks a lot for your time, man. And we are closing this. Thanks a lot to the people that enjoyed the conversation with us here live on the YouTube channel. And remember that it's time for Bitcoin. It's time for Bitcoin. So, probablemente vamos a añadir los subtítulos al video para la semana próxima, pero seguramente va a estar en español porque, bueno, es una plataforma súper útil para los mercados en desarrollo y también para los traders que están en pleno crecimiento. Así que, bueno, muchas gracias, Romain, por su tiempo y a las personas que nos acompañaron.